All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Dark Season 2, Episode 1.
Okay. We got a new
season.
A new season, but also a new point in time that we're
do.
actually following now.
Which is the future.
The future, which is probably 2052, but we don't necessarily know that yet. It could be any point in the future, or any number of iterations or whatever. But okay, we now had the crazy portal black hole stuff also happening in 2019, and I guess other times as well, because that's how all that works. So I'm also very curious.
That's the thing that's making it so that there is showing that there's a 33-year link. Like these points all happen. Everything is now. So it is in some ways almost has to be 2052, but it's more the yes. We'll get
is it
that
2052
confirmed.
and not 2085 or whatever?
Right.
Yeah,
potentially leaped 66 years or something. Right, but right now we have two sides. At the very least,
one is light, one is dark.
One is dark. Exactly. We have Noah claiming to be, of the light, of the side of preservation.
He's using that Kingdom Hearts dialogue.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Zemna's bitch,
Yeah.
He is trying to manipulate Bartosz. He is trying to manipulate multiple people across points in time.
Oh, yeah.
He is basically gathering people that would be followers. And also, we can't deny that at the very least, Claudia Tiedemann, the future Claudia Tiedemann, is doing the same thing.
Yes.
At the very least, she has done this.
Right.
Because, again, there's multiple points in time.
Yeah.
And
that's why Mad's body was found by the police.
Right.
Cool.
But also Jonas, older Jonas, his whole mission right now
is given to him by her.
And I have no reason to doubt Noah, because in a lot of ways, Jonas has to be operating on some helpful info.
It's the
it's
Noah...
just the chicken or the egg of, did she approach him because of his actions that created the wormhole, or...
Right. Noah is certainly not lying. There's the possibility of him being wrong about things.
Right.
But then even more so, it's probably that he is telling the truth and he's just being manipulative while doing it, because he's a manipulative bastard. So, I'm very curious, though, to see how in 2019 and things like that, people deal with the fact that there was a very visible thing that happened.
Right.
And so is this still going to be regular family drama stuff, or is this going to go into the wilder territory where it's looting in the streets?
There's so much wild stuff that they can get into here, and then also the kind of the painting, God and man touching with Helga as a kid and Jonas as a kid.
Right, because kid Helga is out of time sync now as well.
Right.
And that's curious, given that, maybe Noah will know that and then fix it immediately, but
we just keep stacking on the trauma for Helga, and then it's the what kind of wild ride is he still yet to go on?
Well, he did one wild ride in the previous season.
Yes. But then at this point, Jonas is still kind of doing things pretty distant. He hasn't directly interacted or interfaced with much.
Right. He's still just getting information, basically.
Right. So I'm excited to see also his kind of journey get upgraded into something more.
And I feel like that's one of the primary things we're probably going to get in this episode, because
or this season.
This season for sure. But I'll also, I feel like in this episode, that's... You gotta show us some of that, right? You gotta
follow up that stuff within the future and everything. The timelines, the family trees, they're just gonna keep getting more and more interwebbed and interconnected and tangled and complicated, and I am here for it. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. If you gaze long into an abyss, the abyss also gazes into you. All right, let's get some German philosophy in this very dark German show. (1921) Oh my God! Yes, please.
All right, let's go.
And this is already here in 21.
Because of course it is.
Oh my god, yes. Wow.
Cool.
So, brothers?
Maybe?
Friends?
Seltsame Vorstellung, dass beides das Gleiche sein soll.
I recognize this actor.
Und so ist die Welt erschaffen.
Oh, the
Okay,
tattoo.
and the tattoos.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
I love this.
Yeah. What if the blonde kid was actually Noah? Looks... No.
Could be.
Well.
Ich glaube an die Ironie des Schicksals.
Oh, you do? One of you is gonna kill the other then.
Yeah, exactly.
Dass alle Dinge so
Adam.
passieren müssen, wie sie schon immer passiert sind.
Okay, so are you Cain and Abel then?
Tragen, egal wie schwer es uns erscheint.
No, I
In
think
6 Tagen beginnt das Paradies und die Hölle auf Erden.
I think if we have a Noah, then there's another character that's moniker is Adam.
Adam hatte recht. Du hast den Glauben verloren.
Oh, yep.
Wurde ich deshalb geschickt?
Sent you.
Ich habe lange auf diesen Moment gewartet.
Whoa, yeah.
Ich hoffe, dass irgendwann der Tag kommt, an dem du nicht mehr alles glaubst, was Adam dir erzählt.
Whoa.
Frag ihn, warum er dich aufgenommen hat. Und warum er dich Noah genannt hat.
Oh, shit, yeah.
God.
All right.
Holy. Yes. Yep. Time to kill him. Is this your first kill? Yeah. So Noah's from... Oh, this is gonna be gross. You have to double tap.
Yeah.
You didn't kill him. Oh. But he said
right.
Adam sent you, which means yeah,
And
he was
and took you in and raised you and okay,
well, right.
so
But the idea of being sent when whoa, that's your timeline.
beginning of the last cycle.
Meaning like after then there's like whoa, okay, new opening.
All right.
I'm gonna have to look at that little like baby's name tag thing there.
I really like though that one of the first things they are doing this season is establishing the creation of the tunnel itself.
But that's the thing though, if Adam sent someone to a point before the tunnel was even made,
Oh yeah.
that's
Yeah.
we're getting into some crazy
Yes.
stuff then. Well,
Oh, wait.
just who cares?
Wait. But you're in the future, right? Hang on.
No. We're showing a different point in time.
Passen perfekt zusammen. Ich hab nie etwas anderes.
Whoa.
That's gonna okay.
Okay, that might have been just a dream desire, you know.
Yeah.
He's wanted her for a bit, and then it's the old like, shit. But we're but we're family.
You're my aunt. You still got that. Okay. Now let's see how you got here, because last thing we saw of you is you getting knocked out.
Well, he's in the garb of his future self. Oh shit! Wait, has he already been told some things about like?
Oh.
Has he already been here like a long time?
Well, I mean, I would think so, because at least a decent amount of time, because he's not with those people that captured him anymore. And, you know.
Yeah, I think so. So then we might have just skipped like.
Oh, also,
a long
if
time.
it's saying if we're coming up on 2020,
Then
then
would
that
be-
means
It'd be
it would
53. So it's been almost a year.
right exactly. So then are we going to get into the final iteration this season, and then the final season is that final iteration maybe?
Well, I think that it's not about iterations. I think that it's about origination and ending. Like the idea that like at some point you have to discuss the ways in which this whole crazy mess started or stops, you know?
Yeah.
And so in some ways we go outward to explain the points that on the fringe. Mm-hmm. So I think this point is where you finalize the foundation.
Yeah, what's the cave look like? I guess, yeah, still untouched, right? Because otherwise... Wait, where are you going? Oh, the hatch. Okay.
Cool.
Wait, so then this should be Claudia's hideout, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
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 Sure, because if she has a bunch of info on time, then she would make contact with him once he gets to this time.
Right, and there's, you know, also all the... Whoa. Oh, whoa. I saw some things. We need to freeze frame on that before the discussion.
Mein Name ist Claudia Tiedemann.
Cool.
Ich bin eine der wenigen Überlebenden der Apokalypse vom 27. Juni 2020.
Right.
Stabilisieren können. Vielleicht ist es ein Weg zurück.
Okay.
Vielleicht können wir sie retten. Alle.
Yeah, so he's been using this for a bit.
Sure.
So
Get info,
Claudia
probably.
might not be...
6 days until the... 6 days?
Jeez.
Mehr als ein halbes Jahr nach dem mysteriösen Verschwinden der Jugendlichen, einem Senioren und einem ortsansässigen Polizisten in der Kleinstadt Winden gibt es weiterhin keinen Hinweis.
I almost feel bad for you.
Yeah.
Eine Sonderkommission der Bundespolizei soll nun die Ermittlungen unterstützen.
Cool. I love the simultaneous kind of aspect of things.
Ehrlich bin, machen mir Ihre Werte Sorgen. Wir sollten Sie wieder stationär behandeln.
Whoa.
Auf keinen Fall.
Aber vielleicht müssen wir von der Hormonbehandlung wieder zurück auf die Chemo.
Okay.
Freund. Und ich bin Klausen, Leiter der Sonderkommission Winden und ab heute zuständig für die ungelösten vermissten Fälle des letzten Jahres.
So someone on the national level came in.
Yeah.
Indizien und Hinweise zu überprüfen, bis wir die Geheimnisse, die im Verborgenen liegen,
Nice.
an die Oberfläche gebracht haben.
Season 2 will explore all the secrets that remain hidden.
Seit Monaten vermisst. Und das schicken Sie uns? Eine Person? Und die Frau, die nichts gefunden hat?
10 Menschen, die einen Elefanten
Nice. Love this one, yeah.
Verschwunden. Das nächste Mal, wenn ich einen Elefanten suche, sage ich Bescheid.
I mean, he basically just said, your argument is irrelevant. I lost a son. Bye, you know.
Yeah.
Wir sitzen rum und warten. Und nichts passiert.
Nice hair, Magnus.
Yeah, damn.
Genauso wenig wie vor 8 Monaten. Manchmal denke ich, es wäre besser, sie wären tot.
Oh.
Yeah, because then there's at least, like, that's an answer. Then you can move on.
Ich rufe dich später an, okay?
I'm glad y'all have this moment of, you know,
Respite, but also...
but you don't
I'm
know
sorry,
what's
Magnus,
coming.
that sucks.
Yeah. Yep. Still curious.
Oh.
Okay, what is going on here? Oh my gosh.
Wait, but hang on. What made her decide? I mean, sure, because this is where their
probably
son
just-
disappeared.
Right.
And
but
so,
but she probably just is looking through
all the stuff
specific
that-
things that he was looking at, and she might have stumbled across some of that stuff.
right, it's the, yeah. Wow. Scale. Oh.
God. Yeah. Bad. Don't come in. Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my
shoot.
god.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
They're not even like
Yep.
set up in any order or anything.
Uh-huh.
It's just mass grave site. Damn. Well, that was June 21st, 2019 though.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Mikael. Right.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of fun how they've started this season with the use of sunlight over the town and everything in the first point in the timeline that we got in season 1.
Okay.
Because then it draws our attention to how starkly different it is in the future timeline.
Wollte ich schon länger.
Spar dir die Worte. Ist wahrscheinlich besser so.
Oh, if we break out, yeah.
Also, das war's denn jetzt.
Right, because he's got all the perspective of whatever Noah's told him.
Yeah.
Ich weiß überhaupt nicht, was mit dir los ist.
Was mit mir los ist? Verdammte Scheiße, meine Mutter stirbt. Das ist mit mir los. Und es gibt einfach Sachen, die kann ich dir nicht erzählen.
Warum denn nicht?
Ich kann einfach nicht.
Okay, at least he's able to be honest
Yeah.
about that.
Ey, falls du es vergessen hast, mein Vater und mein Bruder sind verschwunden. Meine Mutter ist verrückt und interessiert sich einen Dreck für mich. Und du willst mir gerade von deiner Scheiße erzählen, oder was?
It's almost like you're both dealing with a lot. Tell her, dude.
Oh, you can see like the
Yeah, he
mental
wants to.
strain. He's trying, but he's like, nah, I shouldn't.
Do it. Come on.
Oh, he looks like he's about to puke.
Yep.
Oh, the way they had him arch his back there.
Yeah, that acting was so good.
Yeah.
Oh god, he looks younger somehow in this season than in the previous
Well, it's
one.
because he's less confident.
Yeah.
Noah.
You're out of your depth, my guy.
Yeah.
Da draußen pocht auf Fortschritt. In 6 Tagen wird unser Meiler endgültig vom Netz gehen.
Oh. Whoa.
Lassen Sie es uns die letzten 6 Tage im Geiste der Gemeinschaft mit Leben erfüllen.
Oh. Is he aware potentially then of what's coming and is trying to like get them out? Like
Maybe. That it does seem like that because there was also the theories that with how we saw him get introduced that he might be a time traveler.
Und die Rückbaupläne? Alles auf Bodenniveau wird sowieso nicht angerührt und später Teil der grünen Wiese. Die Strahlung der Fässer wird auf die frühere Nutzung des Beckens zurückgeführt werden.
Whoa. So it's just following up on the cover-up.
Yep. And you still got this stuff. Passport and gun.
Whoa. That sound effect in context with only person to be opening this door be him. Oh,
damn.
To stop her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wir haben den Schlüssel.
Das ist mein Schlüssel.
Oh man.
Ihr Schlüssel.
Ich weiß, dass sich das jetzt anhört, als würde es überhaupt keinen Sinn machen.
Wow.
Aber hör mir einfach nur zu, ja?
I'm your son.
Aha.
Hab Pankochen gemacht. Ihm ist die Pfanne runtergefallen und hat das ganze heiße Öl verteilt. Da.
Wow.
Ich bin vor über einem halben Jahr aus deinem Leben verschwunden. Und du hast mich vor mehr als 33 Jahren gefunden. Ich habe gleich gewusst, dass du es bist. Es hat geregnet, weißt du noch?
Right.
Du hast gesagt, dass der Regen noch sauer ist wegen Tschernobyl.
Aha.
Ich hatte meine gelbe Jacke.
Nice.
Mama.
Yeah.
Ich bin's.
He's like, is this a dream? Like,
How?
Yeah.
Right, and this is what she's been wanting, so there's probably this part of her that doubts it and is like, yeah, and he hasn't seen you in a long time.
oh.
Es gibt keinen Zufall.
Our lonely time warrior.
Als wäre der Teppich der Welt ein Geflecht von unendlichen Fäden. Wissen, wohin ihre Reise geht.
Okay.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh. We're doing some stuff here.
Ich habe das Gleiche gefühlt. Es geht vorbei.
Wow. Amazing.
Wir liegen für dich jetzt noch im Verborgenen. Aber sie werden ans Licht kommen. Stück für Stück. Wenn die Zeit dafür gekommen ist.
Right.
I've given myself pep talks before, but this is a whole other level.
Was falsch ist. Was gut.
Such a good question.
Das zeigt sich nicht nur in unseren Taten, sondern auch in deren Zweck. Ich bin du.
Yeah.
Ich bin deine Stimme.
That's so messed up.
Du. Ich. Vergangenheit. Und Zukunft.
Holy.
Oh. Okay.
Well. That is a striking.
No way!
Die Todeszone betreten. Jeder Versuch wird mit dem Tod bestraft. Das sind
Oh
die
my
Regeln.
gosh. That's wild.
Die Zukunft. Sigmundus Creatus est.
So that meant that she got back to 2019 and
Yeah.
then aged up to this time.
Right.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Euer scheiß Paradies nicht. Ich will einfach nur nach Hause. Was wollten die Männer hinter der Mauer?
Oh, right, because she can't read his lips because it's covered, yeah. Dang.
Wild.
That's so crazy.
Oh, right, yeah, she did get back to... Right, she wasn't actually taken. It was her friend.
No, it was her friend, yeah.
Yeah.
Deine Mutter war noch klein, als sie gestorben sind. Kurz vor seinem Verschwinden hat er sie angerufen. Der Anruf dauerte exakt 12 Sekunden. Wahrscheinlich eine Voicemail-Nachricht. Was wollte er?
Nichts. Er hatte sich verwählt.
Haben Sie die Nachricht noch?
Nein.
Natürlich nicht.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good point, though. That is one of those odd moments that he would be like,
So.
What are the oddities of this elephant that you find need closer scrutiny?
Ich habe ihn ein eigenes Büro einrichten lassen. Gleich den Gang runter.
Oh no, I'm asking you first.
Forschungen sind das Ergebnis falscher Erwartungen. Hab Hoffnung, hat meine Mutter immer gesagt. Und keine Erwartungen. Dann geschieht dir vielleicht ein Wunder. Und keine Enttäuschung.
This guy's just full of, like, philosophical one-liners.
Yeah.
Wir haben vielleicht einen anderen Kollegen erwartet. Und mich bekommen. Zufall? Ich glaube nicht an Zufälle. Ich glaube, dass die Dinge zusammenfinden, so wie sie zusammengehören.
It's a lot of fate stuff being tied across all these points in the timeline.
Oh, what's she gonna find?
It's probably just been untouched, you know?
Okay.
Oh boy, wait.
All right, what do we got?
stuff that Ulrich left behind.
Sure.
Ended up putting her down this path as well, where she's
I like it.
Now exploring in here.
Dass die Menschen nicht zerbrechen an der Sinnlosigkeit ihrer eigenen Existenz.
Sure.
Wo liegt der Ursprung all diesen Leids? Hast du Bartosz Bescheid gegeben?
Ist das Adam?
Yeah.
Und er hat keinen Verdacht geschöpft?
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Er war schon immer naiver Natur.
What a monstrosity.
So...
Who are you?
Someone who,
Die Apokalypse, sie muss geschehen.
Must come to pass. But you're the side of light.
Brennt ihn nieder.
Es bleibt nicht mehr viel Zeit. Die fehlenden Seiten aus dem Buch. Du musst sie finden.
Okay.
All right.
Sie warten auf dich.
Noch 6 Tage.
Whoa.
Oh, I thought that was going to be the end of the episode.
I love that we're putting Noah into the same sort of situation that Helga was in. Just another cycle, you know?
Yeah, see who picks it up. Oh.
Okay.
Oh. Not who I would have expected. Okay.
Kosten extra. Muss aber vorher was essen. Sieht dich doch schon mal aus.
Okay, cold feet, I guess.
Yeah. He's like...
Magnus is like,
I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
So
I left.
Yeah.
Wo ist Jonas? Wo ist mein Jonas?
Er ist in der Zukunft.
In der Zukunft?
Ja.
Ja. Aber er kann nicht zurück. Ich habe versucht, die Passage zu zerstören, aber ich habe sie nur geschlossen. Deswegen ist er immer noch dort.
Fun. So from his perspective, it's closing and opening in a loop, basically.
Warum bist du hier?
You missed something, didn't you?
Um dem Ganzen ein Ende zu setzen. Ein für alle Mal.
Oh, right, because he can't time travel anymore because he closed it. So now he's stuck here as well.
Cool visual imagery. Another cycle-related thing. Oh.
Oh, well, there's Adam.
There's Adam, yeah.
Wait.
Uh-huh.
Welcher Mann?
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Noah.
Awesome. Nice.
You left fingerprints, my dude. Oh my gosh. This is his whole tracking kind of, or at least that would be Adam's.
Ist was?
Oh.
Übrigens, ich habe keinen Führerschein. Ich denke, es ist in Ordnung, wenn ich morgen bei Ihnen mitfahre.
Ja.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, because from his perspective, he has to consider
everything.
He has to consider her, you know.
Oh yeah,
theoretically
absolutely.
As well.
Oh yeah, because he could probably tell that she's keeping something from him immediately.
Right.
But it's is that the usual keeping things, from me, or? And he's also not wanting to come to any conclusions too soon because he's still in observation mode.
Wild. So the act of potentially trying to close open might be because he's trapped in 2052, and thus he wants to get there, so he ends up finding the means to open it when older one is trying. So I don't know. There's some,
Okay,
there's
okay,
some
I like it.
Hat nicht abgesperrt.
Was ist das?
Good, let's let everybody figure it out. Come on.
Polizeiunterlagen und Karten von der Hülle. Deswegen geht Mama da jeden Tag rein.
Goes in there every day. Oh.
Das hier.
The steel door.
Eine Tür.
Wissen alle irgendwas, was wir nicht wissen sollen. Mama, Bartosz, die Polizei.
Come on, band together.
Jeder hat sein eigenes beschissenes Geheimnis.
Cool. Season 2 is the season of the Goonies, man.
Right.
We're
Let's
getting,
go.
We're getting we're getting the squad.
Squad up. Let's do this.
Hey, but there's gonna be a traitor among us, you know. Ooh. Fun. And he comes from in here to me,
Right,
not
exactly.
from out.
Yep.
Yep.
Bist du bereit?
Oh my
boy.
Gosh. Where is he depositing Bartosz?
Well, there's...
Well, when?
Yeah, exactly.
But like, where and when?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think this is one of those things where it's going to be like, Bartosz, I need you here at this point in time.
Right. Bartosz actually becomes Adam, and then it becomes a full cycle.
Danke für den Kaffee.
Just the coffee?
Exchanging the money outside?
I think it's just better for the shot.
Froh, dass das Ding jetzt wegkommt.
Oh.
Ruf mal wieder bei Mama an. Okay?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So it was just coffee, just...
Awkward sibling hug.
Yeah.
Ciao.
There's no mistaking that, like, awkward pat
Yeah,
at the end of the hug. But was that the truck with all the...
It might have been,
I think that was... Yeah, so...
Gosh, so many things are potentially connected.
I know.
Ah! Whoa. We've been assembling data.
Im Buch. Sie hat gesagt, das ist der Mann, der ihr die Uhr gegeben hat.
But look at the time. 1921.
Mundus creatus est.
Charlotte, wer sind diese Leute? Warum hatte dein Großvater das?
Ich weiß es nicht.
Okay, this is where maybe you should start opening up to her.
It's exactly added to the list. All right, we're together in this again.
All right.
Cool. All right, let's wrap up the episode.
It's almost like secrets aren't great for relationships.
Okay.
Yep,
Sealing it all in
bury it in
concrete.
cement. Yeah.
Yep. So something about this isn't going to be enough, and it's going to all explode or leak out or
Well,
something.
but I mean, I get the feeling that's the kind of stuff that wouldn't explode. It's just, you know, potential radiation, right? And the
sure, I guess. Yeah.
the drums are probably lead lined and stuff, but
yeah.
Still not the most secure.
You're burdened with glorious purpose now, Noah.
Uh-huh.
You met your future self.
Oh, okay, he's not going to the cave. Oh, wait, no, he is.
An access point of the cave. No, it is the cave.
Yeah, it's that. Okay.
or it's just an access point because this is the wall. Yeah, this is a different spot.
Yeah, just the way through the wall.
So he's been digging here,
Something
slowly
like
but
that.
surely. Got a Geiger counter.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure it doesn't go anywhere too unsafe. Yeah.
Or maybe searching out the thing that's not safe.
Got all that shit on the walls. Maybe you put that on, yeah.
What's that sound?
Oh no.
We got a portal.
Right above all the radiation stuff.
Okay. Cool. All right. Let's go.
I am so locked in. 1921 was the point in the timeline I did not expect to have like dropped in immediately with, you know?
Oh, that was great.
Okay.
All right.
We got a lot this episode. Season 2 starting off with a bang by showing us a younger Noah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a Noah that is in 1921, but also is not necessarily explicitly from 1921.
Right.
Because Adam is a character now.
Uh-huh.
So Noah, Adam, okay, these are clearly pseudonyms to keep identities probably for the most part secret.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And to be able to have them be placed at points in the timeline without causing confusion.
Right.
And that's awesome because they
Cool.
do seem like they're part of a religious cult where they would take like real like
we've got our cabal of evil, you know,
our
photo,
Illuminati
right?
kind of
exactly.
cult here. Which is fun though because Noah is then the one that's going to save them all from disaster, right?
Right.
And that's built into his name.
Yep.
But Adam is basically saying, no, I'm the original man. I am the first.
Right, exactly. As far as pseudonyms to use,
That's like saying I'm God.
That's a pretty arrogant pseudonym.
It's a very arrogant pseudonym.
Which, I get it. If you're the first person maybe that discovered the time travel or something like that, you know, maybe that's the implication. Then you're like, all right, cool. You know, it all starts with me. Ego would be a huge deal. But I love also that they established that Adam is familiar with Bartosz. Mm-hmm. Cool, because Bartosz is key to everything.
Well, it's a double or triple, I would say, confirmation that Adam is not from 1921 or was born in like 1830. Whatever,
yeah, exactly.
To have been that old by 1921. No,
right.
He's also a time traveler.
Mm-hmm.
He's someone that probably is a character that was at the very least an adult by the point that they
got disfigured.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Right, because the face. So okay, stepping back a layer a bit.
Yeah.
One, the fact that we're getting all this character stuff with Adam, fantastic. Mm-hmm. The fact that it also is paralleling the stuff with Helga that we got in the first season.
Yes.
Even though he's adjusting to it differently, of, you know, someone else that comes along and manipulates a younger person that's naive and everything and turns them into their puppet. I love that. Mm-hmm. That keeps a lot of the thematic things from the first season that, you know, I loved so much still happening here.
Right.
Great. And also giving characterization for the person that up until now had been our main antagonist.
Right.
And then, also we're peeling back the layer, but still giving us a lot of concrete information of they were probably from the apocalypse time, which, okay, that's a thing that happens. Sweet, that's the specific disaster.
Been there.
Yeah, they've been there.
They probably lived there for a decent amount of time.
Exactly. That's probably why their face is so burned and messed up.
Mm-hmm.
2, their face is burned and messed up. So we don't have a way of knowing who the character is because they look totally different.
They could have done that intentionally for all we know.
Sure. Yeah.
In a world where you're fighting against other time travelers.
Right, your identity is huge.
Well, the identity is not only huge, but the idea that they then can come to a place in 1921 and have basically this is our base. Yeah. Nobody comes here. Nobody knows about this. This is very secret.
Right. We go back farther than anyone else will probably have a reason to go.
Because the mucking about seems to be in between the 50s and 2019.
Right. Yeah. And then we'll only muck up the things that are the iteration ahead of
we'll
this.
We'll make sorties into the future. Yeah.
Exactly. And so that way, this will be fairly hidden,
right?
Other than the whole pictures thing, which that, like, if you have a coincidence in a time travel show, is it really a coincidence, right?
Right.
So, you know, the fact that Peter's grandpa, aka Bernd Doppler, had that book / photo, that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All I'll say is that the old people in this show all got way more sus because it's not just that they are necessarily like you know, people that were potentially planted by time travelers to be there at specific points to then set up potential family lines and stuff.
Sure.
But they are potentially people that have been holding on to secrets but feel also isolated and alone, just like all the other characters were in season 1.
Exactly.
So now, because we are moving the points in the timeline further out into the future and further into the past, the show is basically saying, hey, there really is no limit to the point of time hoppings.
Right.
But there is a limit to when you can then move actively within the points because June 27th is the day that
the
cycles end. Yeah. All the stuff is over.
Right.
So it's
so cool.
It's fun because then that means that there's gaps where you won't have time travelers hopping to in the past before that.
Right. We could set up basically this which
is cool because we're building more boundaries.
Building more boundaries,
so cool.
But that also feels like the kind of thing that you need to do in order to set up an actual finale season, right?
Yes,
because if the third season is the final season, you should be seeing the workings of things starting to set up the finality of it long before you actually get there, because especially with something as broad as this, it won't work otherwise, right?
Right.
And so the idea that we could theoretically have the third season, it doesn't have to be like this, but we could have the third season be just, we've set up all the different timelines of everything, and this is what happens. And then we go through, and here's how it is. And, you know,
it's like a question and answer arc from, like, Higurashi or something.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's time travel doesn't work anymore, so all these characters that are stuck in the different points of time,
or
do
time
what you
travel
can.
gets actually, like, completely unraveled. And we actually kill the portals and stuff, and it's then the, like, what are we left with, you know?
Yeah.
Part of also this episode, from a thematic standpoint, fate was brought up, like, 7 times at least.
Yeah.
But not just fate, the way in which things are supposed to be being something that has almost like a twisted irony to it. There's something kind of, oh, of course it would go this way. This is the abyss. The abyss
stares back.
The abyss stares back.
Right. We start with that line, and then at the end of the episode, we have Jonas staring into an abyss.
Yeah, exactly. So part of the thing that I'm most excited for with then the fate side of things here is that Jonas feels like he's on the cusp of creating fate. Like he is moving in terms of the way he's put into the story. Like he's actually like creating and discovering at the same time. Like he's at the forward tip, but then that means in some ways that his irony, his fate hasn't been revealed to him yet.
Sure.
Even in the future version of him. Like, future version of him is also
he's still
following
the directions that he's been given.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like there's a larger loop that is also just being unveiled to us, the audience, by the larger stretches of the timeline, earliest points and latest points that we've seen thus far. But Jonas is caught in that, and he needs to see that he's caught in that in order for him to, stop or save this.
And that's something that's kind of wild. So they talked about how future Jonas learned a bit of I guess I didn't actually end it.
Right.
I just closed it.
Right.
That is actually, let's be real, terrifying from the standpoint of any time travelers that are around.
Right.
Because then it's there's a 33-year gap or something where we will not be able to time travel into any of those points.
That's what Noah's operating on.
Right, and so
that's what Noah's aware, and he's like, this stupid kid.
Right, we have to go back before that because that's the only time that we're only able to indirectly change things now, right? Like, we can't be like, okay, it'll get to a point where then we'll be able to go and directly just, shoot the person that causes the new reactor meltdown or whatever.
And yet there's something that's got to be wrong about that because again,
they're missing the pages.
And also Jonas finds something that looks like a portal gateway, but instead of it being like a clear open
it doesn't seem stable.
It's swirling and it's a mess.
It's oh God, I'm worried that if I stepped into that, I would get sent into 5 different times at the same time and my body would not be intact, kind of deal, right?
Right. There's a very clear ask that the show is giving to us to basically potentially set up, which is the idea that Jonas, in my opinion, he's the key to everything. But the reason for that is that we have him originating and ending things by the nature of his foolish actions from the other's perspective, like Noah's or what have you. But then he still finds some kind of gate, portal, or what have you in the future when he's stuck there, but we know he gets out at some point because his future self is walking around as well.
Well, and so that might be how he gets out of the future.
It means that's how he gets out of it, but he then seems to think that he can end this all, even though after he did that in the 2019 kind of setup here, we still have another gateway in the future. So,
because he only closed it, but he thought he was going to destroy it, right? And so it's the whole thing of
but he can't destroy that one in the future. That one's always going to be there.
No, because it's the whole thing of Jonas, going into this attempting to change things.
Yes.
Whereas in the case of Noah and Adam, they're specifically trying to keep it the same.
Yeah.
Which makes sense as far as the big picture things, right?
Right.
Because it's otherwise we don't know what game we're dealing with and then we can't win, right? Whatever their main objective is, right?
Because we don't actually know what their main objective is.
Yeah.
Other than they probably see themselves as bringers of order because they know that things are bad and completely fucked by probably being able to see not just the stuff that's happening in the now in the 50s to 2019 stuff being just so twisted and stuff, but that if you started to try and poke at it, what would happen if it,
Well, yeah, mind if I take a stab at that?
Yeah, go for it.
So with the thing that they specifically brought up is hey, if part of a forest is, burned or whatever, you have to burn the whole thing down, or dead, you have to burn the whole thing down so that way, they can grow back up. So what that makes me think is specifically with we need the plant to melt down or whatever happens there, right? We need the apocalypse to come to pass. Is that then it's and this is giving them the benefit of the doubt, right? Which I don't think they deserve, and there's the possibility that they have a much more nefarious intentions, right? But assuming the best, and they're just doing an ends justify the means, it's we need this to happen because we're actually setting things up so that way we can recover after the apocalypse. And so we need to make sure that the apocalypse happens in the way that we believe it will happen so that way our plan to recover works.
But the problem I have with that is that then makes this a thing where they're not trying to preserve this. They're trying to destroy this. They're trying to burn down the forest so that they can rebuild a new forest. The apocalypse, as we see it, does not do that. All that we know from the apocalypse and what it gains us is this swirling portal vortex.
Right,
which doesn't seem like a
that's
helpful thing in terms of maintaining order. That seems like let's get another type of gateway that we'll then have access to. Are they trying to preserve this, or are they also trying to destroy it, but they're trying to build an arc,
Right. Okay. So I think there's the possibility that it's the both of those. But we also had them specifically being the ones talking about how the 27th is the final. What was the specific term?
Well, it's the final day. It's the final day of the cycle, or what have you.
Or that's I think what they said. Yeah, it's the final cycle, right?
Yeah.
Not that that's when the apocalypse happens, but that's the final cycle, right? So that gives me the vibe of that it's basically this is when the printing press comes in, and now it's set in stone, right? After that, things become immutable. So,
but doesn't that fly completely in the face of time travel? If you had time travel at all, then
yes.
None of that.
Well, and that's where
you'd then want to destroy the ability to time travel.
Exactly. Yeah, that would be how you would.
But that's okay. No, I get that. But haven't they been saying that they're trying to preserve time? Are we saying that in order to preserve time, they're actually trying to destroy
time travel?
Time travel.
Yeah.
But if you destroyed time travel with all of this stuff having been done, would that not then destroy this timeline entirely? Because there is no before, after, or what have you. It would just literally give us an entire brave new world with none of the effects of the time travel. Having gone about.
They could do that, and that's where it goes into the whole dicey territory of the whole thing of you can't change the past, and it's there's the philosophy or understanding of how that works, but then the whole show kind of doesn't happen, right? Or at least it's not actually happening. We're just seeing perspectives on it. But then these people that have attempted to change the past and have gone back, and even if they do things and that's what the past always was or whatever, right? They're still trying to do things that will then make the future that they came from be different. Right. And so if they know, things start to break down after a while, right? And
it was written in the book that he got. And we see June 27th, 2020 is beginning of the last cycle.
And that's the book that he got from Claudia that has the pages ripped out.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because that's why he's operating on the Claudia is our enemy here, is that she's specifically got info that they don't have.
Right.
Because she held on to that.
Yes.
And she's potentially, and this is another thing that I'd love to bring up here, is that the idea that if you have a bunch of people looking at different points in the timeline, you're going to see a different elephant. You're going to see a different beast. You're going to see a different picture. You're going to come to a different conclusion, philosophy, or goal. And so all these people are wrong.
Okay.
Noah and his group are all wrong. They've got something. They're missing key info. They don't see the full picture. Claudia, by definition, has to also then be somewhat wrong because she's either not seeing the full picture or she's ignoring certain things that she already saw.
Yeah, with the whole thing of, you can't change the past, that's in the most correct understanding that I can think of for that, in where it doesn't make things break down, is that it's not that you can never change the past. Yes, technically you're never changing the past because you've already done it, but that doesn't mean you don't have agency or can't affect things when you go to the past. It's just that already happened.
Right. Yeah.
But then that makes things really weird because then you could just be like, what's to stop you from just being like, I know that at this point I do this, and I'll, just decide to do something different.
Right, and that's the instance where they'll actually get into that, I think, with regards to fate, and that's why in this episode I think they honed in so entirely on the idea of fate, is that there are things that are supposed to happen, and in order for that to be done, in order for things to have supposed to happen, and this is where things are going to get really esoteric, so stretch with me here, is that this whole existence, this whole timeline that we're on right now has already been destroyed. It's already been closed. It's already a box. It's already looped. It's done. It's over.
Gotcha.
Someone, somehow, is going to figure out the way to close it so that it's locked. It's
Okay.
canonized. In order for it to be canonized, time travel has to be destroyed, which would then, by definition, destroy most of the events in this timeline. We would get to a point where it's the just, when did it happen? It's irrelevant, time travel. So, at the very least then, Noah, this is where I'm kind of just going on a leap of just
faith,
logic,
yeah.
if you will,
Okay.
here. There's less logic applied here, but more just
a hunch.
A hunch.
Yeah.
Is that if Noah is both trying to burn the forest down to build a new forest, but also is, the savior of this faction here, it's, we need to build the ark. We need to find a way out of this fucked timeline. And go to a new one, basically.
Well, but the problem,
you need to actually change things,
right? But the problem there, is that the way you do that is by changing things. Because if you're talking about actually transporting to a different timeline, then it's just great. There's duplicates of everybody, and that timeline's fucked. You know?
No, I know. So you'd have to destroy time travel.
Sure.
Right. And then that's where in a lot of ways this show has to end at some point.
Right, but destroy time travel for all points in time.
Well, no, because it's irrelevant. Because once.
Well, no, because in this case, right, like, future Jonas destroyed time travel here.
But did he?
But he didn't destroy time travel in the past.
No. We made the point that he never destroyed anything.
Well, he's saying he closed it, but that's all a metaphor to basically represent what happened. He made it so that the wormhole was no longer here at this point in time. That's destroying in a way, right? But he's not destroying it every when.
No, because this is the thing that they brought up is that, and we have to assume Noah's telling the truth here.
Is that his
actions created it. So no, what Jonas did was he created the loop. He created the beginnings and endings of it, sure, but by definition, now you have a loop. You have a full circle.
Well, and I guess having that happen, that means then that things can affect the past, because otherwise he wouldn't have known that
exactly
all of that stuff.
So then actually at some point then we have to have Jonas undo either Jonas's actions. Or we have to see if there's a jump off point. There's some way that which we can.
When we watch this show, there as we spin around about the time travel stuff, right?
Right.
There comes that point where there's a part of me that wonders, okay, do we just need very complicated multiple whiteboards for this?
Yes.
Or do we just need to be high? And I'm not entirely sure at any given moment, right? Because it feels like
where's my eraser?
Almost.
I
Yeah,
already
exactly.
have shit on this
but
whiteboard here.
Basically,
I've got a stack of whiteboards right here, ready to go when we need it.
This is a very fun, wild journey. I love the stuff that they're doing with the characters. The time mockery is weird.
Right, it's the mystery. It's the part they were not supposed to be able to solve right now.
Right.
You can probably piece together an idea of the direction, and I think that that's important of also a premiere for a season of a show to do that. And so I feel like I now have a really good idea of the direction of things because of the combined aspects of fate and the idea that Noah's group is trying to burn down the forest in order to plant a new one, which to me feels like everybody's fates are locked in. They're canonized.
Sure,
they are
at
actually.
Least that's the goal.
No, that's how it has to be if you have a loop, right? So if it's the goal, sure, you're able to then know how things work, and you can build a powerful organization behind it. And yes, you would obviously go into the past with that organization because then you get to guide it. You get to benefit the most from it over just the course of time going up, right? And you can put your children into positions where then they could benefit from it.
Right, assuming you can actually change the past.
Well,
because otherwise it's like, all right, you weren't in a position of influence. Great. Whatever things you go back there to do, clearly they fail because you weren't in a position of influence, right?
Again, that's
if you were, then it just explains that's why we're so wealthy.
Well, again, that's the other thing where, in some ways, the 33-year thing solves a lot of that. And why but I think they were focusing in on this episode on the boundary of there being a point on the day, not on the the idea that June 27th, 2020, it's the beginning of the last cycle, meaning that
every time they introduce limitations on the time travel in this show, it is a very good idea, and other stories should take note. Yes, absolutely. Going to character stuff that we got in this episode.
Yes.
The whole new inspector guy, I love how he comes in and shakes things up. The fact that he's
hanging out with Charlotte.
Yeah, like hanging out with Charlotte and like, you know, showing that he's very much like picking up on things. And so there is that little bit of me where I'm like, okay, Charlotte, like, you know, you could have told him about Ulrich's like voicemail, because that doesn't necessarily mean time travel. It just means he thought that, you know, Helga did the Mads, you know, disappearance or whatever, right?
I think it's just, again, it's a thing of where it's crazy talk. It doesn't help her in any ways to then have.
Sure. But we have the stuff that's happening with Bartosz. That stuff is, I really like that. I like seeing.
Well, we don't get anything really with. Oh no! Right. The breaking up with.
Yeah, like
with Martha. Yeah.
Seeing that vulnerable side of him, whereas before he kind of felt like he was a piece that was being moved by other people. You know.
Well, he's still a piece that's.
He is still being a piece moved by other people.
Even more so.
Right. And he's realizing that hurts, and I love that. Right. Like that's just fun conflict to have. Yeah. Seeing that in the future, Elizabeth Doppler is this like brutal, like just post-apocalyptic leader,
believer as well.
Believer, yeah, great. That's super fun.
But then my thing that I'm most excited for, honestly, is that Charlotte and Peter are actually on the same page now. Charlotte and Peter are talking to each other in the bunker, assembling the info. And have looked at the, you know, cabal of Winden or what have you, and now are going to start piecing things together in tandem. Love this.
Also, the whole scene with Hannah and Jonas, that was great. I love that, like, we're getting to see the future Jonas now be like a full-fledged character, because he kind of can't do anything now, right? Like he's on 33 years of leave, you know, right? Like he's got an enforced vacation, you know. And so then he goes and sees his mom. Great. It was poetic as all hell that now Hannah's like, wait a minute, I've lost everything. Like I lost my first husband. I lost the man that I was trying to separate from his wife and everything. And I also lost my son.
My first husband?
Because Mikko died. Like,
well, right, but why say first?
Oh, right, yeah, her husband, right. And then the person that she's trying to make her husband, I don't know. Yeah, she's trying to get the point is she's lost a whole lot, and now she's just sitting with that. And that,
fuck her, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
But then, oh, hey, Jonas comes along, and he then stops her. Cool. Awesome, but then also opens up to her and tells her and everything. And so it's like, all right, cool, we've got some of that communication going. And yes, it is awkward and difficult as hell to be like, so I'm gonna need you to hear me out. This is gonna seem wild, but
yeah.
I've had a lot of time to plan this, and these are the specific bits of evidence that I'll give you. I really hope that you don't use that gun that I know you have, but you don't know that I know that you have.
Well, now she probably does.
No. Well, sure, but like because you think I'm a crazy person that came into your house, you know.
Like, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just really love that the characters who didn't know about time travel before in season 1 now are getting to talk to people that do know about the time travel, and also then can help them be like, yes, you know, and it's real, and we can skip over the there's no way this is real part. So things are moving a lot faster in this season, by definition of it being a later season, but also just we'll get probably really quickly into the everybody in the town that needs to know about time travel knows about it, because it won't matter in 5-6 days at this point.
Exactly. Make an anonymous support group online and be like, hey, let's talk about this.
Let's talk about the end of the world. You know?
Right, exactly.
They don't even know necessarily about that. So
sure.
Yeah. I am very, very curious, though, because of the supreme lack of Helga in this episode. So I feel like that's going to be followed up on in the next episode, because it wasn't followed up here. But it could also be something that they're just waiting to do later. Because again, we're in a time travel show. And if we're going to be jumping around where the show has kind of bought and earned our attention to now not really give us we're in 2019 now. We're in 1955 now.
You can tell that this is 1921.
Right.
Yeah.
It's we're just going to hop around and follow along. We're going to start moving fast. That means then that they can do this for the rest of the show, and the story can move much quicker. I'm really excited about that.
It kind of needs to at this point, right? Because we just got that whole awesome introduction of season 1, and, well, in double that amount of time, the show's going to be over. So, well, shoot.
Yeah.
We gotta move.
We gotta move. So, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about other shows in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel, see if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.